welcome to the broadcasting major of Grandparent University. I'm Tess Monty. For the past few days, students have been roaming the campus of Oklahoma State University and producing stories about some of OSU's best-known landmarks. The oldest building on campus is Old Central, and Raylan Kubik is here to show us some of its storied history.
Old Central has been home to many organizations on OSU's campus, and as I learned, it's stronger today than ever before. The building we know as Old Central was built in 1894 as the college building. Many early Oklahoma A&M students helped construct it, earning 10 cents an hour carrying bricks and water to the site. It was the only building on campus until the 1900s and suffered foundation problems from the start. In 1925, the building was condemned but reopened 5 years later to hold classes. One prominent feature of Old Central is its bell, which students rang after every athletic victory to let Stillwater citizens know about an Aggie win. The bell's clapper was also used as a trophy for the annual Bedlam football game until the 1960s. Old Central was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1971, and a few years ago, it was completely renovated to the House of OSU Honors College today. Old Central comes complete with Wi-Fi and an elevator, luxuries unimaginable, when the building was constructed 125 years ago. From Grandparent University TV, I'm Raylan Kubik at Old Central.
Raylan, thank you. Students and alumni are justifiably proud of their football stadium, which rivals many NFL stadiums and welcomes Cowboy fans from around the world. Lauren Keeling had a front row seat for a tour of Boone Pickens Stadium.
Cowboy fans appreciate the beautiful stadium our team plays in today, but fans of long ago would barely recognize the oldest athletic venue in the Big 12. Oklahoma A&M's earliest team competed on a field near today's stadium, beginning in 1913. The field was named after Lyman Lowry Lewis, a former dean of veterinary medicine and popular campus figure. Grandstands were first built in 1920 to seat 8,000 people who enjoyed the stadium's unique north-south orientation that helped avoid strong prairie winds. The stadium grew over the years, topping 39,000 seats in 1950. 2 decades later, the track surrounding the field was removed, and the field was lowered to accommodate 10,000 more seats. The Next Level campaign to upgrade Lewis Field brought Boone Pickens' name to the stadium, along with more than $300 million in improvements and expansion. Today, our Cowboys compete in one of the finest and loudest stadiums in the country. Come September, it will be filled to the brim with orange-clad fans eager to cheer on the Cowboys. For Grandparent University TV, I'm Lauren Keeling at Boone Pickens Stadium.
Thanks, Lauren. One of the oldest indoor arenas in the Big 12 is right here on the OSU campus. June Guzman takes us on a tour of one of the rowdiest arenas in the country.
If there's one thing louder than Boone Pickens Stadium, it's GallagherIba Arena, and the cheers of fans have been echoing through its walls since 1938. The 4-H Club and Student Activities Building was this hallowed hall's first name before it was rechristened in honor of legendary Oklahoma A&M wrestling coach Ed Gallagher. The building's first basketball game pitted the Aggies against the Kansas Jayhawks, with the team in orange winning 21-15. Both the basketball and wrestling teams brought national championships home to the building, which today is home to more titles than any other facility in America. In 1988, the building was renamed to honor basketball coach Henry Iba, and the court was named after Coach Eddie Sutton. Today, students and alumni pack the 13,611 seats of the arena, which was expanded in 2001 and named one of the best college arenas in the country. The rowdiest arena in the country will be rocking again this fall for basketball and wrestling at OSU. For Grandparents University TV, I'm June Guzman at GallagherIba Arena.
Thanks for the tour, June. So when it's time to take a break from the schoolwork, OSU students flock to one of the most relaxing places on campus. Emma Drennan takes us to this special place.
Thanks, Tess. Theta Pond is one of OSU's most beautiful landmarks, but as I found out, it hasn't always been the scenic spot we know today.
Theta Pond's beginnings can be traced to 1895 when it was excavated to solve a water shortage problem on the Oklahoma A&M campus. Back then it was known as the College Pond or the Horse Pond because it was near a barn on campus. Water was pumped from a well into the pond using a windmill and then sent to the rest of campus. In 1922, the barn burned down and the pond then became known as Theta Pond after the Kappa Alpha Theta sorority located across the street. A new campus power plant solved the water source problem for campus, and Theta Pond gradually evolved into one of OSU's favorite scenic landmarks. The pond was enlarged in the 1940s, and smaller satellite ponds were added along with bridges and plants. Students were also ponded to celebrate certain occasions like engagements or birthdays. Today, Theta Pond is the site of Grandparent University picnic, along with numerous other campus and community events. For Grandparents University TV, I'm Emma Jinn at Theta Pond.
Emma, thank you for that beautiful tour. Not far from Theta Pond is Whitehurst Hall. Savannah Cochran takes us on a tour of one of the oldest buildings on campus.
President Hargis works on the east side of Whitehurst Hall, which first began serving Oklahoma A&M in 1926. President Hargis works on the east side of Whitehurst Hall, which first began serving Oklahoma A&M in 1926. Whitehurst Hall was named after John Whitehurst, the president of the Oklahoma Board of Agriculture at the time of its construction. The original building only had 3 floors with a flat roof and was surrounded by agricultural fields and 4-legged residents. Whitehurst has been filled by a variety of department classrooms and labs. In 1936, a gas explosion in the basement rocked the building and led to the passage the new state laws governing building codes and safety. The remodeled building included a full basement and a 4th floor, bringing it in line with the modified Georgian style of architecture of the campus. Legendary A&M President Henry Bennett directed campus from the building for decades, and a statue in his honor now stands on the east side of the building. Take a walk inside Whitehurst Hall today and you'll find hundreds of OSU administrators and staffers at work, and you might just catch a glimpse of President Hargis's friendly face. For Grandparent University, I'm Savannah Cochran at Whitehurst Hall.
Thank you, Savannah. An even older building on campus houses the English department. Morgan St. John looks at the history of Morrill Hall.
Thanks, Tess. Morrill Hall is the building that almost never was. In 1903, University President Angelo C. Scott presented the idea for a different kind of building on the OAMC campus. It would be made out of the gray and white brick to distinguish it from the red brick buildings on campus. It would be named after Justin Morrill, one of the founders of the Republican Party and the author of Morrill Act, which established the land-grant college system in the country. The cornerstone was laid in 1906 and the three-story building was completed in just 9 months. But a fire at the top of the floor of the building in 1914 destroyed everything except the exterior of the building. Morrill Hall was rebuilt and reopened by the fall of 1915. Today, Morrill Hall is the home of English department, and students from all over the campus walk up its majestic front steps. For Grandparent University TV, I am Morgan St. John at Morrill Hall.
Morgan, thank you. The heart of student life on campus is the Student Union. Touted as the largest student union in the world, it's one great place to meet and eat. Paige Goforth has more.
Thanks, Tess. More than 60 years after its construction, the union continues to fulfill then Oklahoma A&M President Henry S. Bennett's dream of a hub of campus life.
On September 9, 1950, the student union at Oklahoma A&M opened with lounges, dance rooms, and even snack bars, and even a bowling alley. It quickly became the most popular hangout in the small college town and was a great place for a Coke date on the Starlight Terrace overlooking campus. The union received a number of additions in the 1960s and 70s that added a meeting rooms, a bookstore, and a theater. In 2000, the atrium area was open to serve all the major needs of current and future students. On the south side of the Union is the Atherton Hotel and the Ranchers Club, which are both run by the School of Hotel and Restaurant Administration. The Atherton recently went through a major renovation and is now one of the most finest hotels in the country. The student union itself wrapped up in a $60 million renovation several years ago. Be sure to check out the expanded food court and bookstore next time you're on campus. For Grandparent University TV, I'm Paige Goforth at the OSU Student Union.
Thank you, Paige. At the heart of campus is Edmund Low Library, and Winfield Fleming has been learning the history of the library.
Thank you, Tess. Library Director Edmund Low helped President Bennett bring his new library to life, and in the process created the crowning jewel on the OSU campus. Not many students go about their day at OSU without passing the Edmund Low Library at least once. Located at the center of campus, the building opened in 1953 with its elegant Georgian-style architecture. Rumor has it that President Bennett and the campus architect actually moved the foundation stakes forward to increase the library's size and offset surrounding buildings. The construction of the building also created Library Lawn, which is a hub of campus and student activity, as well as a great place for a nap. The library houses more than 3 million volumes and hundreds of millions more electronically available on the numerous computers and laptops. Visitors are greeted by white marble columns in the 2-story atrium, and floors pushchairs are a favorite lounging spot after a long day of studying. The fountain in the Beverly Clerical Plaza has become a symbol of homecoming when it's dyed orange each year to mark the occasion. For Grandparent University, I'm Winfield Fleming at the Edmund Low Library.
Thanks for joining us for this year's Grandparent University program. We'll see you next year, and
Go Pokes!